Creativity and mental health issues are like two peas in a pod having sex. Hello there, Army. My name is Comedian. If you don't like it, then, well, I'm very sorry. Today I'm continuing my Agust D BTS Suga D2 WTF reaction journey. It's Honsool this time, which apparently means drinking solo because they've just titled this drinking solo. So yeah, this could be an upbeat, fun thing about being on the beach and having a nice cup of orange juice, or maybe even apple juice if you're feeling exotic, to yourself. But maybe, possibly, probably not. It might get quite melancholy. My smile might soon turn upside down. That doesn't rhyme. But regardless, we're going to have a good time. Make sure you are subscribed so you can see the conclusion, the thrilling conclusion to my Agust D reaction series, D2 reaction series. And make sure you go and check out my Patreon so you can see Run BTS and stuff like that, as well as my Discord for fun chats and social media. There's just stuff. Pay attention to me, guys. Come on. Anyway, this EP has been cracking, so let's just crack on. Let's do this. Goodness, a kangaroo under a swimming pool. Trippy opening. Kirby in a hall of mirrors. This is... atmospheric is a word I would use to describe this. Atmospheric indeed. Slightly creepy now. Jesus. Ooh, this song is dripping, shimmering in atmosphere. What other adjectives can I think of? Ambiance, tonality, emotion. It's, wow, like that literal drop, like a pin drop. Ding. Toast ready. And in this vocal, it's like something out of Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar. Hold up, drank. No lyrics for this bit, sadly. Alright, and that lyric, man, this channel is usually quite good for lyrics, but this is poorly done. I mean, if you're watching this, dial something 999, and no offense, but come on, man. Okay, today as well, down to day's work. I don't think I have enough battery in my camera to talk about this. Like, what? And it's interesting, like, this doesn't really... It does sound like Suga, but it also doesn't sound like Suga. You know what I mean? Like, it's quite a liberal vocal cadence he's going for, if that's a word that works here. Why not? I like perilously guessing at words that might fit a sentence. It makes for lots of fun, confusing conversations. But the amount of theme, like, oh, ooh... Rushing home from work, a day I can't remember, I detoxify with a drink. And also, what was this? It's time to fully face me. And that is a fantastic sentiment. There is nothing more alienating and kind of like, nothing makes you, you know, think about the world and think about yourself more than being alone in a room at the end of a day. You know what I mean? Like, you know, especially if you spent the whole day socializing, spent a day around people doing human stuff, and then you come home the other day and it's just you and your thoughts. Yeah, that's when you fully face yourself. Because, you know, a lot of the reasons we like socializing or drinking or going to theme parks or playing on dune buggies, these are all things I don't actually do, but they sound fun. But a reason human beings do those things is because sometimes we just like to be distracted from being ourselves, you know? It's like when you're with other people, you can forget what it's like to be alone, which is obviously often a good thing. But, you know, therapists often say it's healthier to be okay with yourself and being alone. But, you know, not all of us have that luxury, no matter how many therapies we do. Maybe a drink's the way to end a day that I can't quite remember, which is quite a lovely kind of, like, paradox there, because obviously drinking makes you forget. So it's like... You're drinking to forget a day that you don't even remember anyway. It was all a blur. I like this a lot already. And this is quite interesting because it's a very honest, intimate song, and it does seem to directly be kind of about addiction. An addiction is more societally acceptable than many other addictions, but an addiction nonetheless. There are many adults out there, kids, if you're watching, turn it down and don't tell your parents, but there are many adults out there who drink a lot. And I don't mean like, the sort of socially unacceptable, like, drinking daybreak to sunrise. That's not how that works. I don't know why I'm talking like in medieval terms about weather anyway, but they drink, drinking all day long. I'm talking about, having a few drinks after work. That's seen as very acceptable, but that's an addiction. Like if you feel like you have to have a drink every day, then it might be like a more mild addiction, but it's still an addiction. It's interesting to see Suga talking so openly about this, especially because I feel like in his song Deja, he kind of like has a lyric that kind of stigmatizes or kind of looks down on like pill poppers, but I don't know if he was looking down on the culture of like glamorizing it. It's just an interesting contrast. It's been a while since I've seen that song with the lyrics. I think he's summing up addiction perfectly there, because he's fully described how his day was an absolute mess, head-splitting schedule. He's been doing this several times a week. And he's gone from a day that was, as tough as he described it, to feeling like he's flying. And it's so hard to turn down that release sometimes, Like in this crazy modern world. Arguably, you could say humans didn't evolve to work, 18 hours a day making music. Maybe if Mother Nature, if evolution could have a say, they'd be like, what on earth are you doing? Go to bed. Take some time off. Chill in the cave for half a day and then spend a few hours tracking down a fox at night. It's much simpler, much cleaner living. You'll be healthier and outside and stuff. Modern human life often directly contradicts the things that humans need to actually be happy and healthy, I feel like. So it's no wonder that, so many people turn to addictions, whether that be, a more societally acceptable form of addiction, like food, sweets, or even alcohol to certain levels is pretty well tolerated by society. Video games, there's so much stuff. Addiction doesn't have to mean hard drugs. And I think that's a big stigma and misconception that society needs to tear down, because most people have addictive personalities and tendencies in a society that pushes us towards those things. So it doesn't help for us to drag each other down and be like, well, my addiction is more acceptable than your addiction, my good sir. Damn. This is honest. Huh. Again, brutally honest. I love when celebrities talk about the pitfalls of fame or even success. People always assume that, well, if they're doing that, they must be well put together. Like it's something that's, desirable to everyone. Celebrities, especially creative people often come from quite mentally complex backgrounds. Creativity and mental health issues are like two peas in a pod having sex, like they really go hand in hand. Genitalia and genitalia, like the link is so severe. And this line here, I thought I'd live life partying every day if I became a superstar. I'm guessing he's contrasting it to how his party now is drinking alone, which is the opposite to what you would imagine the glamorous celebrity lifestyle to be. Yep. This kind of me or that kind of me are two different sides. The side he faces when he's alone by himself, and the side, when he's out there in the world, when he's creating, maybe when he's touring, when he's around people. We all have that duality within us, I think. We all have, our inside persona and our outside persona. That's probably why mental health has been a whole complex thing during coronavirus, because a lot of us have been forced to confront our inside personas, or even just live in those for an extended period of time, and it's been tricky. It's been tricky. Now, this song came out after Swimming Pools. I wonder if it is Swimming Pools, another song about alcoholism or drinking or addiction or whatever. This is very reminiscent to me, but very cool, very, very moody. I like it. I need to start reacting to Agust D songs when I do them, like last. If I'm trying to react to, like, I don't know, 3 songs a day or whatever, or record 3 songs at once, I should do it last, because I literally feel like my brain is a bubble that was popped. It's now full of syrup and sludge and sadness. And that's not a bad thing. Like, that's the power of music, of good music, and the power of really excellent lyricism, you know? And I love that BTS, Agust D, Suga are talking about stuff like this. I mean, I can't imagine. I know there's videos out there comparing BTS to K-pop in more depth. I need to get into those soon. But I can't imagine many other idols. I mean, let's face it, even Western idols are allowed to talk about this with this much honesty, you know? Wouldn't be afraid of jeopardizing their career, wouldn't be afraid of pissing off their agent or something. And too often celebrity is a very, very cultivated image. Deliberately so. The more cultivated it is, the more money they think they can squeeze out of it. Which is why it's so refreshing to have somebody with as much status as Agust D talking about this kind of stuff. I think it's reassuring as well. Like, if somebody with as much talent and fame and success as him can deal with this stuff, then, you know, maybe it's okay for us normies to deal with it too. Maybe. Oof. So yeah, I think I would describe that song as, I would probably describe the EP as a whole. Emotionally draining and fantastic. Maybe the other way around. Fantastically emotionally draining. Oh, I feel like I have to give a big outro like normal, or just an outro, but the wind has thoroughly been ripped from my sails, but in a good way, you know, I've got stuff to think about now. Anyway, I hope you guys have been enjoying my reaction to this fantastic EP. Make sure you are subscribed if you want to keep seeing these reactions, and like I said earlier, if you want to see something a bit more upbeat, then go and check out my Run BTS and Bon Voyage reactions on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Lots of love. I hope you guys are having fantastic days wherever you are in the world. I'll see you soon. Bye! And remember, if you like this reaction to Honsool, then click to subscribe, because it sounds like swimming pools. A little bit.